Hey everybody, this is Minion Soldier, and this is the Piracy Show, and today's show gonna be something a little bit different. Last year, we had a vote, and there was a few Drake ships that were up for possible next concept. There was a Drake Vulture, there was the Star Lifter, there was the Kraken, the escort carrier, which I'm sure a lot of people are kind of surprised didn't win, but once again, surprises, that's the way life is. And there was the Corsair. Now, of course, the Corsair was meant to be kind of a middle point between, I guess, the Cutlass and this ship here, the Drake Caterpillar. A little bit more of a combat-oriented version of the Constellation, something I would still very much like to see. Of course, the Kraken escort carrier, we've been over this 100 times. The Star Lifter, something possibly very interesting in the future, especially with all the ground vehicles that we're seeing. But I want to focus in on the Vulture. Now, a while ago, I did a video basically dealing with the Drake Buccaneer, and I said, this is what I would do. I'm going to do that again, but with the Vulture. But to do that, I need to have this ship up on screen because I feel that it could play a critical role with the Vulture, and the Vulture could help flesh out some of the issues with this ship here, mainly that its cargo pods, you know, there were supposed to be different types of cargo pods that did different things, different modules, and we haven't seen them yet. Well, with the Vulture, I think we can do exactly that. So let's get started. Now, the inspiration for this idea, came from watching YouTube and watching documentaries on all kinds of interesting things, and I happened upon some videos in regards to an insect called the tarantula hawk. Now, the tarantula hawk is the official insect or the state insect of New Mexico, land of enchantment. And it's known for one particular type of behavior, and yes, it does involve tarantulas, which are often just as big, if not a little bit bigger, than it. You'd think, well, what can a wasp really do to a tarantula? You'd be surprised. Let's just say that of all the ways you can possibly go, this has got to be up there as one of the worst. Anyways, the other part of the inspiration for this idea is an image from one of the very early Dragonfly concepts before the Dragonfly was actually released to the backers. Basically, what I would like to do is revive this concept and reuse it. Now, you can see it's kind of got the arms on it like a flying insect, like a wasp, except that the tail section is not there. Now, if you remember from the episode of, I guess, Ask the Devs or Reverse the Verse, whatever it was on that Friday morning when we voted on those concepts, Matt Intrieri was talking about tractor beams and using tractor beams or manipulator claws to pick things up off the ground when they were talking about the Star Lifter. And he was saying, no, we'd rather have tractor beams because, you know, the mechanics of using the claw and all that, it's very difficult to do. It's very time consuming. And he would rather use a tractor beam. They're like, okay, well, we could use a tractor beam. What I would like to do is, if you can kind of look at the image. Now, what I would like to do is right there where, you know, if you kind of see what I'm talking about, where the insect's tail would be, or, you know, whatever thorax or whatever that part is called. Sorry, there's probably some people out there like, that's not the thorax, it's the thing, and whatever it is. What I'd like to do is, at that point, create something, instead of basically a tractor beam, a tractor field, or like a little mini gravitational field that you can take objects and you can place them into, and it holds them there during normal flight or just whenever it's powered up. It just holds all that there. And then with these legs, specifically the two front ones, you could have like two cutting tools almost, or maybe two little manipulator claws or something like that. Whatever is kind of easiest and most expedient to build and makes the most sense in the game. And so basically, as it kind of lands on a ship and as it starts kind of, you know, crawling around and cutting things loose or picking things up, it just kind of gives them a gentle nudge towards the back, and then that little gravity field or that little like tractor field kind of grabs the loot as it's kind of falling away and just kind of holds it to the ship. So whether it's salvage or loot or whatever, it just kind of holds it up to kind of the butt of the ship. And as it builds up, it kind of starts to form almost like an insect's tail. So basically what happens is the pilot goes out, they fly, they land on the ship, they start scooping all the stuff up. It holds it all in that tractor field towards the rear of it. Then it would fly back to the mothership, in this case a Drake Caterpillar or other ship that has a suitable cargo area that it can land into. It basically kind of lands or flies in or crawls in, and then just releases the tractor field. All the goods fall out on the ground, and then it goes out and gets some more while the crew on the ship goes and sorts everything and puts it all away. Now, one of the things that it could do in, say, offensive use, much like its namesake, is it could basically fly up to and attach itself to its prey, grasp on, and then instead of having offensive weapons like the Drake Dragonfly, instead it has its own little EMP. It could just latch itself on to a target and then just fire off this EMP and basically weaken the target or discombobulate it, whatever. And if you have a few of these and they all kind of run out real quick and latch onto a ship and just start firing off their EMPs, the crews can then get off of them and board the ship while it's stunned or immobilized. And I think you kind of see where, if you know the story behind the insect, you kind of see what I'm kind of getting at. And I think that that would be a really great way to kind of bring the Vulture into the game, and, you know, possibly having a module or two on the Caterpillar that's specifically made to kind of house and launch these things, while there's still another couple of cargo modules where it can go and drop off whatever bounty it finds. The ship was always meant to be, you know, single-seater, open cockpit. And, you know, they were talking about it like it was like a pickup truck, like it was going to have a little space in the rear to attach all its goods or carry all its goods. But I think that just creating a gravity field that kind of holds those goods there is probably a little less problematic than having to do it structurally. And I think that this really kind of hits all the notes of what you would expect from a Drake design. And it reuses a pretty damn good concept from the early days of the Dragonfly, and one that I would definitely like to see on an active ship in the Star Citizen universe. Anyways, those are my thoughts. That's what I would do if I was responsible for the Drake Vulture. Just some suggestions if anybody from CIG happens to watch this. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. So if you want to keep up with the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42's development, please follow us on our social media channels. See you soon.